Welcome back. To this time around, we'll be talking on Doji. Very nice candle, reversal pattern. It always appears almost in all trends. You surely see Doji. Doji is not a kind of candle that you have to take time to start looking for. You see it. So what is Doji and how do we make good use of it in our trading skill? Doji is a candle that tells you that, oh, market have gotten to a peak whereby they will start negotiating. Buyers and sellers are trying to, let's say market is going on for a very long time. Once you start noticing Doji, there will be what we call indecision, which is two buyers and sellers are negotiating who will take over the market at that level. Once the doji finish forming, you will notice that the sellers might will take over the market likely. Majority of time, whenever doji appears, markets change to the opposite direction. So let's go on and define what doji is all about. And doji itself have different types of doji, but they are all doing the same thing. It's just that whenever you see those shapes and different shapes, it's only tell you that there is indecision in the market. Okay, so there are different variations of both variation to both. I will explain to you what is the technical definition of doji. A doji is doji basically means that the open and the close are at the same price level. This is why you don't see any color body on this candlestick, okay, pattern. To read the price action of doji, the key thing is to look at the wick to show you how strong the price rejection is. Because if you have a doji that has an equal upper and lower wick, it's telling you that the buyers and sellers are pretty much in equilibrium. Pretty much in equilibriums. With that said, there are variations of or patterns of dojis, gravestone, dragon. I explained gravestone doji. This one over here is telling you that the sellers are in control. This is gravestone doji, okay, and it mostly appears at the top of a trend or is signaling that, or in a buying market. It mostly appears in a selling market, not in a buying market. But sometimes it appears in a buying market when market want to end, okay, and sellers want to take over. So the shapes and the body of these different dojis, they are all the same thing, but the indecision are taken to the position whereby the buyers or the sellers are in charge. This is doji. This one is gravestone doji for a selling market. Whenever you see it for a selling market or they are the top of a buying market, it means that the sellers are about to have taken over. So if you are already in a buying market, you close your buy. The same thing here. In a selling market, this particular doji appears. Okay. In a selling market, dragonfly appears. In a selling market, dragonfly always appears. The reason why it appears is that it's trying to send a message or signal to you that is selling that if there is a rejection, it means that the buyers are strong at that level. So if the seller does not have enough strength, the buyers will take over. Okay. Now let's continue. The thing is that the general perspective for doji is indecision. There is competition whenever you see a doji between the buyers and sellers. The width of the length of the shadow of the doji determines who is in charge of that market. Okay, so that is what you should bear in mind. Whenever you say doji, there is an argument between buyers and sellers, and the width of the doji will tell you who is in charge. Okay, so let's go to the recap before I go to a live chart. A recap: doji basically tell you that the candlestick pattern has opened and closed at the same price, but with a imaginary close. You can consider them as a doji. There are different variations of it. Dragonfly doji, which tells you the bullish price reject, and the gravestone doji, which is more of bearish price rejection. Like I said earlier, this is bearish. This one is gravestone. This is dragonfly. This is long-legged doji, and this is 4-piece price doji. So let's go and check it on a live chart. See, whenever you see doji, one thing should come in your mind. There will be a range, an indecision between buyers and sellers for a certain time. At the end of the day, they will know who is taking over. Okay, so let me share this screen, so I will show you Doji now. Like I said earlier, Dojis appears every time. You see this? This is what a long-legged Doji. Okay, this is a long-legged Doji that I mentioned. You see a Doji appears. You saw the market. There was range until market now went up. Okay, this is a long leg. So if you have seen this doji now, what do? You look for candle that you can use this particular candle as an entry point, use it as a stop loss, and target it. If you see candle that has momentum that broke it, you can target 1:1. But if the candle that break the entry point, you know what to do. You target 1:2. The candle that break the entry point is a very strong candle. You target 1:2. So another one is this is another doji. Okay, you can see this. You saw how far the market went. Are you seeing that? You know where to put your entry point and your stop loss. This is another doji again. You see, you saw how far it went. You saw. This is another doji again. So you are seeing that we have different varieties of doji. So whenever you see a doji, you know what to do. Okay. Whenever you see a doji on your trades, you know, because doji always appears, they will always appear in a trend. They are not like some reversal pattern that when you see them once, it will take another 4 months, 2 months to see them. So that's one thing with doji. So whenever you see a doji, one thing that comes into your mind is that there will be an indecision, and after indecision, we'll decide who takes over the market. Okay, so with this live chart practical, I believe that when you see a doji, you recognize a doji. You recognize this one is a gravestone doji. This one is dragonfly doji, and other dojis that we have. We have 4 types of doji. Thank you. I believe you have understand here. Remember, good message does not make good people, but good decision. Until we meet again in our next class. For now, thank you.